The story began with Cha Hayan took her stance, sword drawn, eyes locked onto the monster before her. "I won't hold back," she warned. Baru raised his claws, his voice a deep, echoing rumble. "Understood. I shall respond in kind," he replied. Without hesitation, Cha burst forward, her blade slicing the air. "Ha!" she cried as her sword struck toward him. But Baru weaved around the slash effortlessly, then struck back with lightning-fast jabs. "Too slow," he snapped. Cha skidded back, her feet scraping the floor as she blocked his claws. "TCH. He's fast," she muttered through clenched teeth. Baru didn't give her time to breathe. He lunged again, more aggressive this time, his instincts boiling to the surface. "You are strong, but still not enough," he said, his tone shifting into something darker. But then, something in Baru shifted. His pupils narrowed, and he let out a primal hiss. "Eliminate threat." He growled, consumed by instinct. Jin Woo's voice cut through the tension like a blade, commanding and sharp. "Baru, that's enough," he said firmly. Baru stopped mid-swing, shuddered, and dropped to one knee. "Forgive me, my king. I lost control," he said, remorseful. Cha stood still, chest rising and falling rapidly as she lowered her sword. "That was real," she whispered. Jin Woo approached, hands still in his pockets, looking at her with faint amusement. He's still learning to suppress his instincts. "You did well," he said. Cha smiled faintly, brushing sweat from her forehead as she looked up at him. Then, "Did I pass?" she asked softly. Jin Woo smirked, the answer already in his eyes. "You're in," he replied. Lady Selner, her eyes wide with concern. "Speaking to the director," she said, her voice trembling. Director leaning forward, intrigued, he asked, eyebrows raised. Lady Selner, nodding slowly, she explained, her gaze distant. Director, tapping his fingers on the desk. Contemplative, he mused aloud. Lady Selner, her voice barely above a whisper, she admitted. Scene shifts to Jin Woo, standing atop a building, looking over the city. He said to himself, a slight smirk forming. Suddenly, a notification appears before him. It read, Jin Woo, eyes narrowing, intrigued, he said, turning away from the cityscape. Scene. Sung Jin Woo's office. Jin Woo, reviewing documents, looks up as a visitor enters. Guild leader of the Knight's Order, extending a hand, he said, smiling warmly. Jin Woo, shaking his hand, curious, he replied. Guild leader, presenting a folder, he explained. Jin Woo, flipping through the documents, thoughtful, he inquired. Guild leader, confidently, he stated. Jin Woo, raising an eyebrow, he countered. Guild leader, hesitating, then nodding, he agreed. Scene. Dungeon entrance. Jin Woo, addressing his team, he warned. Eugene Ho, enthusiastic, he exclaimed. Inside the dungeon, the team encounters a formidable monster. Guild member panicking, he shouted. Jin Woo, stepping forward, he commanded. He summons his shadows, engaging the monster in battle. Eugene Ho, watching in awe, he whispered. After a fierce battle, the monster is defeated. Guild leader, approaching Jin Woo, he complimented. Jin Woo, modestly, he replied. Inside the Ant Queen's chamber, Cha Hayan, sensing a disturbing presence, her eyes narrowing, she said, her voice tense. Baek Yoon Ho, observing the creature cautiously, he replied, unease evident in his tone. Ma Dong-wook, gripping his weapon tightly, he asked, looking to the others for consensus. Cha Hayan, recalling a familiar sensation, she murmured, a shiver running down her spine.